youth and family life coach from Athena Life Coaching. A question that is extremely recurring is, how do I prevent my children from getting carried away by peer pressure? Well, I'll start with the bad news first. The bad news is peer pressure is here to stay. Whether you and I are 20, 30, 40 and so on, we continuously face peer pressure, and it starts long before that, in early childhood, when we look at each other and see what we like that we want to make part of us. So peer pressure is here to stay. The second point being, as adults, so after the age of 20, 30 or 40, we have created a certain identity for ourselves. So you have decided for religious reasons or other reasons to be a vegetarian. You have decided that smoking is not good for you, so you don't smoke. You have decided that drinking is not good for you and you don't drink. You have a certain way of living, a certain way of dressing, a certain way of talking. And all these things have been decided not overnight, not when you were 5 or 6 and you just decided overnight that that's how you were going to be, or not even when you were 15. It has been a gradual process of evolution for you. And that is what makes you today, your identity. How you are unique from others because of the permutations and combinations that you have formed. So, what are children? Children are you. You rewound many years when you and I tested out things. And what do children test out these days? They test out how being cool is, they test out a different accent, they test out, older children do test out smoking and drinking. Yes, it's something that we don't approve of, but that's what older children did, and that's what maybe you and I also did in our past. So about peer pressure, all these things that are impacting them. Children are testing out a certain style of behaving. The other day I had a couple who came in and spoke about their son who was being rebellious. But even rebellion is a way of the child testing out, wearing these personalities, so as to speak, because at the end of the day, through this testing out, through this fire testing out of different ways of being, the child is going to create an identity. And where is he picking up all this? What is the most important thing happening around preteens and teens is the peer group. When they stop identifying so much with the parents and want to identify more with the peer group, because that's who they are and that's testing grounds. So the only thing I advise you to be is extremely calm and patient, and know that your child is going to get through this, but with your support. And how as parents can you support them is by creating an environment at home that is extremely stable, where you as parents are not doing one thing one day and something else, where your values are spoken of, are not only spoken of but enacted. So if you think it's important to give to the needy, it's something that you do on a consistent basis, whether it is weekly, whether it is monthly, so that that makes an impact on your child, so that your child also realizes that's what he is. Because children are trying out this peer stuff, but the foundation of any child is their family. Recently, socially, I met someone, and this lady was telling me that her child, she's an Indian lady, and her child has gone to a university outside the country. And somebody else said, oh, now you've lost your child forever. And she said, no, my child will come back home and he will come back and join our family business. And when I looked at that mom, I looked at the pride she had, the surety she had, and kudos to her, because that is how she must have raised her child. So it's not about losing your child per se, but it's also about how confident you are about the values you've imbibed in your child. So the takeaway for today, what I'd like you to do is to think about the environment you're creating at home. How stable is it? The values you and your husband are together creating, that are giving a consistent message to your child or children about what it is that you both stand for, and that you as a family stand for. And it might be a fabulous idea for you to sit down with your children and talk about your family values, what it is as a family that you want your child to imbibe, to practice, and to go on forth. And it's not only about talking, but parents, you are the role model for your child. So if you want your child to be a certain way, you need to be that parent. So I hope these small tips today have assured you that peer pressure is there to stay, whether you are 20, 30 or 40. As adults, our identity has been created over a period of time, and therefore our children are in the testing time to create their identity. And what is important is for you to create an home environment that is stable and consistent, imparting the family values that you so want to have with your child. So your takeaway today, I would like to say, is sit down with your children over the weekend, or if you're going out for a family holiday, take a pen and paper and sit down and talk about the family values. Talk about how you are as adults and how you would like your children to be. So if you have any further questions, my youth coaching program is there on board for your children to help them with anything with regard to peer pressure or any other teenage struggles. You can email me on sunaina@athena@gmail.com or call me on 05613999033. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye for now.